Hello, citizens of the Nigelverse. It is Nigel here, and this is another review. And this time we are reviewing Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. First things first, right off the bat. First, first of all, I am not professional, not a professional video game reviewer, just a man who enjoys a good time, and I definitely had a good time playing this game. But the other thing is that this is courtesy of the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney trilogy on well, I have it for PS4, but it's for other platforms such as Xbox, I believe, as well as Nintendo 3DS and Nintendo Switch. But I have it for my PS4, and it comes with three Phoenix Wright games, which is Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, the first one, then Justice for All, and Trials and Tribulations. So, obviously, what we gotta do, we gotta review all three, and we may even do, nope, not even, we're gonna do a retrospective for the Phoenix Wright trilogy. There is a prequel game out there, starring one of like Phoenix Wright's ancestors, which we may also look at. I'm gonna see if that's available for PS4 as well. But Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, a game that I've heard referenced several times in other stuff. One of the notable ones was in the Henry Stickmin game, Escaping the Prison, and where you can have like a lawyer. One of the endings you can get is a lawyer bailing you out, and it's Phoenix Wright, and they make the jokes like the evidence and like the objection, stuff like that. Didn't really quite know what it meant, and I've heard a lot of people reference like objection and stuff like that in regards to Phoenix Wright. And obviously Phoenix Wright, a playable character in the Marvel vs. Capcom games. More specifically, the one I remember him from is Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which I wonder when Marvel vs. Capcom is going to be making a return. And I know Infinite kind of flopped a little bit, but I want to see how they do now that Marvel has like more of the rights to more of their own characters, and it's not like dispersed with like other studios and stuff. But nevertheless, Phoenix Wright, now that I've actually played it, I get a lot of the jokes and stuff like that. And like I said, it's a pretty fun game for the most part. But for those of you who have seen these types of videos before from me, you kind of already know what to expect. But for those who aren't really aware, who don't really watch these sorts of things from me, I'm pretty much going to be talking about what I like and what I dislike. And I'll admit, I'm not a man who's hard to please. I'm very easy to please. Just give me a good time. Even if it's like a bad game, which this is not by any means, just give me a good time and I will have a good time with it. And like I said, I definitely had a good time with this one because it's a game with quite a lot going for it. And so we're going to be talking about what I liked and what I disliked about the game. But for starters, what I liked is pretty much, it's a premise that I feel like I almost wouldn't be interested in, like legal stuff and everything like that, but they actually make it interesting. There's investigation stuff you can do where you can talk to different people and go to different environments and look for clues and stuff like that and see how they link up to your defendant, and you can defend them in court using the evidence you've gathered. So a little bit of detective work from Mr. Phoenix Wright there. There's some humor thrown in. There's some serious moments as well. Oh, there's a great narrative throughout, and the episodes, which there's 5 of them in total. There's 4 in like the main game, and then there was like a bonus episode, which was, I believe, an exclusive to the game, to I believe either Nintendo DS or one of the Game Boy ports. But they're all interconnected, and it's all one big narrative throughout, even though it's different cases. They reference other cases, and it all fits into one big narrative, which is really cool to see how they're not just like 4 separate cases, or in this case 5 separate cases, and then they're just unrelated and everything. No, for the most part they're pretty much related. And Phoenix, of course, does have the mannerisms, which does make him a pretty endearing character. He's not like overly cocky or like overly timid and everything. He acts like a normal person, and he's trying to get the truth and justice and everything. He's not underhanded. He's usually pretty level-headed, but he does get embarrassed sometimes. He gets flustered sometimes, and things do feel hopeless for him. But he always manages to bounce back, which I think fits in the name of like the phoenix, how the phoenix rises from the ashes and everything, according to mythos. So Phoenix right here is doing the same thing when the chips are down and it seems like nothing's going his way. All of a sudden, he pulls out the wild card and ends up winning the cases. And the judge always references how Phoenix pulls off these miracles and everything. And the characters that you're able to interact with are all fun and different in terms of like the personas and everything. And some of them you'll like, some of them you'll dislike. And then some of them you'll probably feel indifferent towards. At first, Phoenix is accompanied by Mia, who's chief of police, but she is murdered. So instead, her younger sister Maya ends up kind of being Phoenix's assistant and everything, kind of like his sidekick and everything as the game goes on. But then she ends up leaving as well to continue her training as a spirit medium, which she uses to be able to not only communicate but channel her older sister Mia to help you out with cases and everything like that. No joke. In like the second episode, I should say, she literally saves the case for you. You're literally about to lose, and then she literally swoops in and gets a confession out of the guy, because that's the case where Mia ends up being murdered. So she literally gets that confession out of that guy. But yeah, for the most part, a lot of fun, and the clues may not make sense at first, but then you remember her this and this, how this clue could relate, and then sure enough, you use the clues put together to solve the cases and everything. And in terms of legal accuracy, I've looked up the legal accuracy, and it's kind of inaccurate, but it's fancy and everything. But there is some stuff they do kind of get right, but there is stuff that they get wrong. And obviously there's stuff that's very exaggerated because, you know, it's a video game and everything. It's supposed to be for entertainment purposes and stuff like that, so it's not going to be 100% in terms of accuracy and stuff like that. But it is still pretty fun. Excuse me. And I like how Phoenix, like I said, is like a normal person, so he feels emotions, he feels hopeless, he feels happy and stuff, and things are kind of from like a first person perspective, and it's more like a point and click perspective. But then when you get to the actual courtroom, you can see Phoenix's character model, and he has a lot of expressions, and a lot of the characters do. They have expressions for when they're flustered, for when they're angry, for when they're happy, for when they've caught their opponent in, on one of the lies they're telling and everything. And I do like how there's a first episode where it's kind of like training wheels, where Mia kind of helps you out and you figure out the case and everything, and you prove that your defendant is not guilty. But then the rest of them, the training wheels are off, and you gotta figure things out for yourself. And even with like the fifth episode, there's a lot more interaction. You actually have tools and stuff you can interact with in your environment to find more clues, and you can actually see a lot of the models and stuff for the items that you carry in your case record that you can use in court, right? So you can examine them and find like extra clues and stuff like that. So a lot of interconnected stuff in the game, and it's really good, and it really makes things feel important. A piece of evidence that you thought may not have been important all of a sudden ends up becoming very important as time goes on. And yeah, so a lot of that interconnectivity, which really makes the game stand out and really plays into the narrative. And honestly, the stuff I'm talking about when it comes to this game really doesn't do it justice, because the game presents it in a very fun, very interesting manner. So I will get to what I didn't really like about the game, but Um, yeah, definitely go check it out. Oh, and like I said, there is only 5 episodes to the game, but the episodes are for the most part pretty lengthy, which is also kind of one thing that I didn't really like is how the episodes, some of them do feel kind of long in the tooth, where some of them are like extended out, and it's like, wow, this episode's still going, and it's like still going on, and yeah, sometimes it can feel a little elongated in terms of that, a little long in the tooth, a little going on too long. Like, okay, this episode's still going on is it almost over and stuff like that, and oftentimes the court record does get filled pretty quickly with evidence, and unfortunately quite a bit of it you don't actually end up using at all, but it is nice to collect the clues at least uh, in terms of that. But overall, all the game, like I said, lots of fun. Definitely recommend checking it out. If you're someone who likes the point and click style, or you like puzzle type things, or like a mystery type game, then I definitely recommend this game. I did seek out some help on some stuff because some stuff did kind of stump me a little bit, but it just goes to show how smart this game is, and definitely worth a play. And I can't wait to continue the Phoenix Wright trilogy. I want to see where things go from here. But nevertheless, thank you all so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you guys' thoughts are, not only on my review, but if you played the Phoenix Wright game, let me know what your thoughts are. If you did enjoy this video, please do me a favor and like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends, turn on post notifications so you know every time I upload, and so you can see it right away as it becomes available to watch. And I will see you guys later. Peace.